As a brand identity designer who wants to excel in the graphic design industry, you need to know these hacks I'm going to show you today on Adobe Illustrator. And if someone had told me these things earlier, it would have made my journey so smooth. So join me as I show you these 5 hacks. And guess what? There's a bonus. You can use the chapters on the video to go to the next one that you want to watch. Maybe if the one I'm showing right now, you already know about it. Let's get right into the video. And so the first tool that we're going to be talking about today is the shape builder tool. So I already created this. Let me create this from scratch. So basically what the shape builder tool does is to help you build shapes like the name implies. So I'm going to duplicate this. I created this by going here and picking up a line tool, or you can just right click and you see that there are other tools here. You get. So you pick up the line tool and I drew my line. But I'm going to continue with the line I already have. And so what I'm just basically going to do right now is to duplicate these lines. I'm going to select 2 of them. I'm going to press alternate on my um windows, on Mac is options. Then I'm going to take it up, and you're going to see this rotation stuff here. I'm going to rotate it. This is not what I'm actually teaching you. This is not the shape builder, so I've not gotten to that yet, but I'm just showing you how I came up with these lines. And what I'm just trying to, the shape I'm just trying to build today is a G. I don't know why it's hard to drag this, so I'm going to drag this to this place. Then click on alternate to duplicate again, and click on shift on your keyboard to hold it so that it's aligned with where it's going to. Yeah, so I'm just going to take this other line here and bring it down so that just going to create my G. This is a very simple shape. So now this is where it gets very tricky. One thing you want to do in order to make this a shape is to select everything. Then you go to your shape builder tool, or you can press shift M, but it's right here, shape builder tool. And so when I click on my shape builder tool, now this is very important to note that for you to build a shape on the shape builder tool, let me zoom in, see what's going to happen. All the lines, I'm not talking about the sides, but all the lines of the tools you want to build needs to align, because the shape builder tool is going to pick from these lines and build a shape. Do you get? So one thing you want to do is you want to set the shape builder tool. So you want to do this by going to the fill. Let's use a black fill, and you want to remove the stroke. I just like to remove the stroke. Then you come here, since all the lines have been selected that are intersecting, so that's the word I was looking for. All the lines need to intersect for you to build a shape. Do you get? If you're having issues, maybe it's because your lines are not intersecting. Do you get? Or would I say the strokes are not intersecting? So yeah, you're going to come here and you see this addition button. It helps you know that it's been added. Yeah, let's say for instance, you know, okay, let's add that. So that's the, are you saying this is a G? Do you get? Let's say for instance I want to remove the G here. I can press alternate. You see that the sign under the cursor has changed to minus. I'll just click on minus and everything will go out. Do you get? So that's the same way you can remove a particular type of shape from the shape builder tool. So now let me show you how that works. Basically, you can click on your pick tool and you take this shape out. Now let's say I want to remove a little bit of the G. I can take this line, bring it here and put it here. Then I select the both shapes. Now it is very noteworthy that my lines are intersecting. So this is what to me when my lines are not intersecting. Yeah, let's say it was like this. Now the lines are not intersecting. If I press Ctrl M to select the shape builder tool, you would see that I can't minus anything or I can't add anything. Now let me show you what that will look like when you know they are intersecting. So when they are intersecting, now intersecting basically means that this line is cutting across the G. And so now that it's intersecting, I'm going to press on the shape builder tool again, and you see that they are now like 2 different shapes. You get? So I can deselect this by pressing alternate and I deselect. You get? So yeah, that's that for the shape builder tool. Now the next tool we're going to be talking about is the offset part. Now you basically want to, so offset part is kind of like adding a stroke on what they call it, Photoshop, you get. But in Illustrator it's called offset part. On Illustrator, people might have had issues with, like, before I learned about offset part, what I used to do was I'm going to create the A, then I'm going to create another A, and I'm going to increase the stroke. So it's not increasing stroke. Now this is why offset part is necessary. Let's say I wanted to increase the stroke, this is what I'm going to do, and it's not perfect, it's not nice, you get. So let me just reduce the stroke to 0. So what I want to do is that I want a border, I want an outline, I want a stroke around the A, and I still want the A to look nice. And guess what, I can do this, and I don't have to rasterize the text, I don't have to make the text to be an outline, it's still going to be in an editable text format. So yeah, this is an A. Then I'm going to go to my appearance. So you can go to your Windows and check for appearance or Shift 6. So it's going to open now. Then when it opens, I'm going to come here. So let me delete this. I already done um this, delete. So yeah, this is the natural fill that's already showing, is the black fill. So I'm going to add a fill. I'm going to come here and I'm going to add a new fill. So when I add that new fill, I'm going to look for the one that is under, change the color to, let's say, dark green. Then I'm going to come to this FX under here, add a new effect. I'm going to go to part, offset part, and I'm going to change it to whatever it is I want. Let's just say 0.09. I think that works for me. And yeah, so now as you can see, I can come here again to this fill and change it to white because I think the grain is too dark. See how beautiful it is. So I can turn it to A, B, C, D. See, the part is really nice, and I can also do this for other shapes. Let's do this for this. Quickly change here to white. Also, I think this might be too fast for some people, especially people that are really new to Adobe Illustrator. So one thing you want to do is to go over this video and watch it again. It's not going to cost you anything. So yeah, this is really going to help you, especially for, you know, flyer designs and sometimes logo designs and other brand identity designs. Now the next one, you must have seen 3D designs from your favorite brand identity designers and graphic designers. Now this is how they do it on Illustrator, and guess what, we might also be able to still edit this text. I'm not sure about that, I don't think so. I'm joking. So yeah, so just click on this and still go to your Windows again and select 3D and materials. So I keep all these things at the sidebar. So what you want to do is go to objects. Now this is the first thing you're going to see, plane. Plane is what it is normally, you get. But let's work with extrude today. So yeah, extrude, you increase the depth, you get. You can come here, change it. So this is going to be like an outside extrusion, and this is going to be, so this is like you're just changing the cap. So with this now, you can decide whether you want to see inside or not, you get. But most of the times just go with this. Then you increase the bevel too. So you remember bevel now from Photoshop, yeah. So increase the width of the bevel, depends on how, let me change this for you so you get to see it. So yeah, so depend on how thick you want to be. So I think this is not really visible. Let's change the color to like blue. Exactly, I think this works. So yeah, you see the bevel and what's not, you get. So the bevel is just that edgy stuff that is coming out from the main text. You can increase the height, you know, you can basically do anything you want to do with the text. I think you've seen graphic designers do this for their logo, and this is how they do it. Yeah, repeat, and you can rotate it to be anyhow you want it to be. And guess what, when you're done, you can just save it. Now the next thing you want to do is, this is on a default material, so you want to go from object to materials, and on the materials tab you can use basically any material you want to use. So let's just try a couple of materials. Then at your own time, you can experiment as much as you want. So let's use the tool. So one thing you want to know is, depend on the capacity of your system. This is going to take a while to load. I don't use a I don't use a very good system, but I think it's good enough. So it didn't take so much time. I know the system I was using before now would have been chaos to do this with. Oh my god, my Photoshop just blacked out. So yeah, so let's just stop here before my system closes and dies. So yeah, this is how you can do 3D with Photoshop. I'm just being tempted. Let's try natural plywood. Oh, hope my system doesn't fail. Okay, yeah, I love this. I think this is what I'm going to use. So yeah, exactly. Now, the next thing you want to know how to use, which every designer should know how to use, is the pen tool. So the pen tool is this one right here. So you want to go to your tool picker and you click on the pen tool. So basically, this is how the pen tool works. I have this shape. Let's say you have a sketch of a logo. This logo was rejected by the client, by the way. So yeah, I have this sketch, and what first thing I want to do is click on Control 2. So what this helps me do to the sketch, Control 2. So what this help me do does to the sketch is to lock the sketch. So now I can't move the sketch, so that I can be able to use my pen tool. Another shortcut for the pen tool is by pressing P. So I can be able to use my pen to come here, pick it, and draw. Now I use this sketch intentionally because it has curves. So you want to come here, pick it here, then drag it so that it fits the curve, whatever it is that you want to do. Now when you're done with the curve, you want to click on alternate and point it there so that it stops, so that you can carry the pen again and draw another one. So you want to come somewhere like here and drag it. Now see here, one thing you want to know is that the pen tool is not as easy as it is to use, especially if you're a beginner. So you want to try and try and try. I started off using the pen tool as a photographer. I used to be a photographer before, and I didn't get the hang of it. I used it and I gave up, but I just had to learn how to use it. Now I think I'm a pro at it. I'm better than I used to be before. Then you come here, and let me just come not too far, and you drag it again. Yeah, and you cover that way, and you come again, and yeah. So I don't want to guess. So what I want to do is, I want to remove the fill so that it is just strokes I'm using to do this. You get? Then I come here, take it, and come again. I think from here I can actually get something nice. So it's basically you just drawing. You get? Yeah. And I end it up here. Now this is not so perfect. Now what you want to do is come here, select this. You notice that there's going to be an option to do the curves. You get? You can mark the curves well. And guess what? If you don't still like it, there is something known as the smooth tool. Now this is 3 tools in one, and you can come here and smoothen it out. You get? Smoothing this out, smoothing this out, smoothing this out, and basically just do it for anywhere that you think is not sharp enough. You get? Now that's that for the pen tool. Also, you can change the fill to, like, let's work with the blue that we worked with before. You get? Very nice. Just brought that to life. So that's another way for bringing things to life. Now the stroke tool. So yeah, I know you might have known about the stroke tool. So it's not necessarily a tool, but it's something under the property bar. You get? So let's see how it works. So let's say I come here and I click on align segment tool. So okay, let's work with the pen tool now. So I come here, I click on my pen tool, I drag it. So I'm pressing shift so that it's going to give me a straight line. Then I come here, I snatch, then I press shift again, so it gives me a straight vertical line. Then now I want to remove the fill. I come here and remove the fill. So let's just make it like 4. So what I want to show you on the stroke side of things, on the stroke option on the property bar, is First of all, you can increase the size. You can easily just increase the size by doing this and doing this, and you can see a couple of other sizes to increase to. Then you can also come here, click on the stroke, and change the caps. So the caps is what this stuff is. You get. So if I change it to circle, it's circular. If I change it to project, so what this does is that it increases the edge of where the line ends. Do you understand? Then you can also change the way the corner is. So the corner can be curved. Then you can also change it to a bevel corner. So you see the way it looks is beveled up here. Let me zoom in more. Let's go back. I love the curved corner. Then another thing you need to know is the dash. So people don't know this, but you can actually do this. So you increase the dash. So let's say I want to increase this to like, let reduce it to like 20. So that would mean that there'll be more lines. Do you understand? Let's increase it to 35 and see what happens. The lines are going to increase, so the number of lines are going to reduce. Like the length of the lines are going to increase, so the number of lines are going to reduce. Then one more thing that you can also do is add an arrow. This is good for like infographics, or you want to show what this picture is talking about. Do you get? And I'm going to show you something else, don't worry. So you can increase the scale of the line and reduce the scale of the line also, sorry, of the arrow, and you have different arrows to choose from. And guess what, this other arrow side shows the other side of the arrow, so you can use any other arrow that you want to use. So just to end this, you can use your pencil tool. So you can come here and click on the pencil tool, or you can press N. So when I do a pencil like this, now guess what, because I already have an arrangement for this, it gives me this. Yeah, so what you can just do is click on your color picker tool, and you pick, okay, it doesn't work. So you can go to your strokes and choose an arrow. So like I said, it's for infographics, so you can also reduce the scale to something more subtler, or come here, change it. I think this one works best for this design. So yeah, something like this works best. You get. So you can use this to show the reason why you did this or did that. So let's say you can say, oh, this picture represents humanity and International Women's Day and all those things. Do you get? So yeah, this is going to be very, very useful for you. Yeah. The selecting text tool. I think there's one other tool I'm supposed to talk about, is the color picker tool and how you can use it. So I'm going to do this and I'm going to close. So yeah, let's say the selecting text tool. This is what I just wanted to show you concerning the selecting text tool, is that when you come here, the font I'm using right now is Montserrat. You can click on this arrow and you select, first of all, you select the way your text options are going to appear, sorry. And you can either be selected text, typography, so that's a word. Then the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog, or you can use, so you can basically show the way you want it to be. But most of the times I just work with selected text, so that I get to see how this text I have is going to be changing on every part of the design. You get? That's one. Two, funnel. So what the funnel does is basically going to help you classify the text you're looking for, because designers spend a lot of time looking for a font. Now if you want to use a sans serif font, you want to use a serif font, you want to use a slab serif font, this is what slab serif fonts look like. You want to use a script font, you want to use a black letter font, all those gothic font, all those English New Roman fonts, or you want to use a monospace font, or even if you want to use a handwriting font, you want to use a decorative font with swatches. So this just basically help you arrange the kind of font that you want to use. And these are the properties of the font, like, the lightweight, the regular, the bold, the condensed. And basically you can just, based on the font that you're looking for, this is just going to help you save so much time. And you can also have some fonts as favorites. I don't have anyone as favorite right now. Let's see. You can easily do that by selecting a font and coming here to click on this favorite button here, so that when I click on favorite, I'll see that agency FB have become a favorite. You get? And with this you can increase. So let me go back to the normal this thing. And let me clear, so you can clear all like by doing this. So you can increase the size of the font that is being shown. I think this is like the best, so that you see smaller fonts. And yeah, I just really wanted to show you how that works and how it can help you select fonts very fast. Let me show you one other thing. One other thing in the selecting text tool is that when you click on these three buttons, it shows you more options. So first, you might be wondering, where are these options? I see them on Photoshop, but now I'm not seeing them again. So you want to all caps, small caps, superscript, subscript, underline, and strike through. The language that you want to use. Do you get? And every other thing that can help your text to very convenient. So yeah, one last thing I want to show you is how to use the color picker tool. So now, let's say for instance, this rectangle has a stroke. Usually, if I want to, let's say this is, let's change this so that it's totally different. If I want to pick the color of this other rectangle and add it here, all I just have to do is come to the color picker tool. I don't do that. I just press I. You get? So you can press I on your system and take you to the color picker tool. Then selecting this shape that you want to change its color and click on the next shape. And what's going to happen? What's going to happen is that the color features of this shape are going to come to this. Now let me press Ctrl Z. Now, if you just want to only select the fill color, what you want to do is press Shift. And if you press Shift, carry the color picker to press and select. So what's going to happen is that only the fill color is going to come. Do you get? I hope this has been worth your time, and I hope this helps speed track and boost your progress as a graphic designer and a brand identity designer. If you want to see how I present my logos to my clients in such a way that they say yes and there are little or no revisions, click on this video that is showing on your screen right now and you see. It's going to bless you. Have an amazing day. Peace out.